Prominent progressives like Anna Kasparian and Brianna Wu are calling out, and I quote, the woke cancer in their movement. Hey guys, this is Isabella Moody, and you're watching RTM Real Time. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, leave a comment down below, and like the video, do all the things, help support this channel. It is a new channel, and we will get straight into this video because everybody is talking about it, starting with Tim Pool. Let's get into it.
Brianna Wu, prominent progressive, has appeared on the Culture War podcast here, debating many issues in defense of Democrats, is now warning that there is a cancer in their movement and it needs to be stopped. Leftists who are unreasonable and do not allow discussions that could actually benefit their cause. It's not just Brianna Wu who's getting the treatment from the left. It's also Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks, who has been on several occasions now called the next Dave Rubin. But let's break this all down. What exactly is going on with these progressives that are calling this out? I will say, for this tweet from Brianna Wu, Brianna is 100% correct on this entire assessment. But let me break it down for you. Brianna Wu says, yesterday I was screamed at by thousands of people for saying, we should talk to moderate Republicans more. You should. Trans women acting like sex criminals is bad. That is also correct. Of October 7th should be condemned. Agreed. That is correct. My mentions have been on fire for months now for lukewarm statements like these. And some people have said I should log off. But I am crystal clear about what I am saying and doing. I'm not angry or upset or acting emotionally. I am making a moral stand. I will always believe in the policies of the left, but there is a cancer in our movement we need to do something about. It is insanity that any of this is controversial, let alone you get death threats and online abuse for saying so. I'm not scared of any of you. You have no power over me whatsoever. Now, I actually believe Anna Kasparian is going to vote for Trump. I don't think Brianna Wu votes for Trump. I think Brianna Wu is trying to stabilize the Democrat base around moderate, liberal, more corporate establishment type views, very pro-Israel and things like that. What I do want to mention about the October 7th rapes is the progressives who are like, they're lies, it never happened. Believe all women, just not if they're Israeli. Sure. While all this is going on, there's a lot more to be said. Anna Kasparian, for instance. Citizen Free Press says Anna Kasparian continues her hard turn to the right. Can we please just hire the most qualified people for the job because kids can't even read? Take a look at this. Young Turk star Anna Kasparian admits she'd have done the same thing as Kyle Rittenhouse. And for this now,
you're not allowed to say that if you're a Democrat. Wow, she's really pushing the boundaries. Good for her.
Anna Kasparian is being called the next Dave Rubin. I think I have something pulled up, actually. Oh, here we go. This is from Reddit. Let me zoom in so we can see it better. Anna Kasparian officially pulls a Rubin and leaves the left. Look, I disagree with Brianna Wu and with Anna Kasparian on many things. But I'm glad to see them becoming what's the right word? But speaking out and calling out lies and standing up to the left.
Me too.
I love this this video. The Vanguard, I'm not sure, I'm not familiar. Someone's a comrade says, who has time to watch 3 hours of leftist drama? And then one person points out.
Good point. That's a good point right there.
One guy says some direct quotes from Anna, the original poster. Quote, I'm never working with anyone on the left ever again, from TYT. This is a year ago. I don't fit in on the left anymore. I don't fit in anywhere. I feel uncomfortable hanging out with people who are not part of my race because I feel like I might step in it, she said. She argues Rittenhouse was right and that she would have done the same thing. She used anecdotes to suggest the U.S. is too soft on crime, even though we have 6% of the world's population, but a quarter of its prison population. All the while, the right-wing host is nodding along, and this has been going on for weeks. A member of the TYT staff just quit because they're disgusted by their anti-trans rhetoric. Look, I get it if you don't want to watch a 3-hour video, but there's a lot of primary source evidence for this that you could find with any cursory Google search. Anna Kasparian. I don't know that she actually said these quotes. Maybe she did. I know some of them she did. But if she actually said, I don't fit in on the left anymore, I don't fit in anywhere. Well, I think the reality is many people like Elon Musk went through this. And I don't know why it took Anna as so long relative to many other people. But I think once you start reading the news, you go, hey, wait a minute. The left is lying. They've gone insane. They don't accept any rational arguments. And so now we are seeing more and more progressives leave the left. Dave Rubin is probably the best example because he had the biggest swing. Dave Rubin was a liberal guy on the Young Turks network.
I forgot he was on the Young Turks. That's really funny.
And then he started, I think it was, what was it? Was his interview with Larry Elder, I think, set him on a path towards libertarianism and conservatism. Now Dave is actually a relatively conservative guy. And that's fascinating because he's gay, married with kids.
That's why Tim said relatively conservative, because let's be real. How conservative are you if you're a homosexual who has babies? Okay, just saying.
Not a tradition. That's not the kind of person you'd see traditionally aligned with conservatives. But here we are. And there are still many conservatives who are critical of Dave. Dave's not the farthest right you could possibly. He's fairly moderate, to be completely honest. But it's the biggest swing. Many people have left the left, but many of those who did don't say that they've become conservative or anything like that. I believe Dave does say he is. I could be wrong, so forgive me if that's not the case. I know he was like fairly libertarian for a while. Here's a post from Anna Kasparian. Check this one out. She writes, 8 people were killed and 41 injured in shootings over the weekend in Chicago. It's not even a blip on anyone's radar, except the families who lost their loved ones, of course. 3 kids were shot in one of the shootings. A 9-year-old girl died. Wow. The other 2 are in critical condition. Is there anywhere in that tweet, in the next post, that Anna said anything right-wing or offensive or racist?
Nope.
No. She points out people died in Chicago from gun violence. Here we go. This guy says, Anna Kay is posting like she's a 2015 racist Republican. She'll be anti-vax by the end of the year and supporting J.K. Rowling's anti-trans crusade by next June. I wonder if I have any more here. Black and Super responded, this is it. I'm done. I'm literally done with the Young Turks. I literally can't tell the difference between her and breaking 911 anymore. What did she say that was right wing? I have no idea if they said anything. Here's a video. I'm really excited to play this clip for you. Here's right-wing Anna Kasparian for you guys.
The New Yorker looked into the fierce culture wars that have been playing out at Amherst Regional Middle School in Massachusetts. And man, has it been a nightmare. So the white and Asian students are going to private or charter schools. They're focusing on academics. Then you look at this public school and they're riddled with culture war nonsense, okay?
I think that a lot of people, including myself, to be honest, are starting to get the sense that, wait, is DEI actually to help minorities across the country? Because I'm in favor of that. Or is it to help elite African Americans and minorities get the jobs they want, right?
Like many other progressive school districts, Amherst uses restorative justice practices, which prioritize mediation and reconciliation over punishment, meaning nothing, meaning no action, okay? Don't feed me this BS about like, oh, we did mediation. No, okay, you could take your mediation and shove it up your ass. Stop wasting taxpayer money and playing with these kids' lives by engaging in your cutesy little culture war games. Go do that in your own time. Go do it in your own home. I don't care.
Yo, that was based AF, Anna Kasparian.
So just be a freaking human being. Treat the freaking students with respect. And can we please just hire the most qualified people to do the job? Because kids can't even freaking read.
And they're like, Tim Pool's far right. You know what, man? I've been on the Young Turks a couple times. I think the problem with the Young Turks and a lot of people is ideological capture. They have no choice because their audience will leave. But over a long enough period of time, you can only move between your reasonable boundaries so far. So if Anna Kasparian is a moderate Democrat to center leftist, meaning like the left of the spectrum, not far left, but you know, from the center to the far left, you then have that middle point. She can reasonably move from center to moderate left fairly easily. This is what we see. Of course, Anna being further left than I am. Me, however, my reasonable boundaries range from like center left, center right, so a fairly moderate position, leaning slightly to the left on certain issues. Probably to the right on other issues, perhaps, but mostly libertarian. I don't even know what issues I might actually lean right on, to be completely honest, because if we're talking about Second Amendment, that's not an economic position, that's a libertarian position. And and I don't mean big L libertarian, I mean liberty versus authority. So what I think happens with Anna is that
discussion about like, is the double blind hiring process increasing diversity when the person who's implementing this policy isn't even following it and deciding to hire her friends instead?
I think what happens is, as the Young Turks enters this space where Trump is bad and they're watching MSNBC and CNN and all that, they drift in this position until finally they hit the reasonable boundary. Now you've got Kyle Rittenhouse. Now you've got racist hiring practices. Now you've got soft on crime. And now Anna can no longer move in that direction culturally. And so she stops and stands where she's at and then says, what is happening? I can't agree with these people. I think that's what happens to most of us. For me, it was like war was the big issue. So when it comes to, say, voting for Donald Trump or something like that, foreign policy, the domestic stuff matters relatively less to me. So that was easy for me watching Trump's foreign policy in his first term. And I'm like, he's the guy. You vote for Biden, we're going to get way more war. And I didn't believe Trump. It's like Republican, Democrat, I'm done with this. But then Trump actually proved his point over 4 years with better foreign policy. And then I was like, if Biden wins in 2020, then we are going to get mass war, conflict, chaos, etc. And we did. The wake up is happening, my friends. It's not just Anna. It's not just Brianna Wu. It's many people who are calling this stuff out. Look at this. This is a video from 10 months ago. A trans Young Turks employee quits and condemns Cenk and Anna for anti-trans rhetoric. Here we go. Because the left doesn't have any core values. They don't adhere to any logical system. It's just a cult of, are you in? That's the question. Are you in? Yes or no? And if you take a logical position and say, I think this is true or this should be, you're far right. The truth has reality has a right-wing bias these days, I guess. I'll leave it there.
Wow.
Next segment's coming up at 8 p.m. over at...
I mean, what an incredible segment, and just what an incredible thing to think about. How these prominent progressives in the culture war are waking up. And yes, maybe they're not going to be as conservative as I would like. But I think we all can admit that the more people that are coming to the right side of things, even if it's not, perfect, but they're coming over here and they're stopping pushing this progressive BS, it's the better. It's better for our nation. And hopefully we keep this energy moving forward for the 2024 presidential election, because we need Trump back in office. I hope you guys agree with me. But yeah, let me know what you thought about that in the comments below. Do you guys know Anna Kasparian? Did you used to watch her on the Young Turks? I used to watch clips of her being annoying and hating her. And so it's kind of crazy to see her make such a big come around, and it's pretty cool. We love to see it. That's all we have time for today. I will see you next time with RTM Real Time. Bye.